Hello, my name is Nell, and I have things to say about disability, chronic illness, and mental health. I live with all of these things, all day, every day, as do many other people, and in these videos on this channel, I talk about them, not only to connect with other people who experience them and to let them know that there are really other people out there who do get it, but also to reach out to people who don't know anything about this and to give them a little bit of an insight into what life is like for people who do live with this stuff. If that sounds like something that interests you, I would like you to do 3 things for me. You ready? Number 1, subscribe to my channel. You know where the button is. It's a big red button. I want you to press it like you've never pressed any button before. Number 2, come around to this channel every Wednesday at 1 PM Sydney time because that's when I upload new videos. Number 3, engage with me in the comments. Let me know what you thought of this video, of any videos you watch, and let me know what you would like to hear me talk about in future videos. I would really like it if you would do all of these 3 things. You would be my buddy for life. Promise. Pinky promise. Okay, today I want to give a little bit of advice on how to write your plan goals for your NDIS plan. The NDIS is the National Disability Insurance Scheme. It's a funding program here in Australia for disabled people to give them access to funding for services and equipment to support them in their disability needs. I have been an NDIS participant for 5 years, and over those years I have had many ups and downs and a lot of experience in learning how to navigate the very, very tricky waters of the NDIS. In the early days, the advice was keep your plan goals vague. Keep them very broad. That kind of backfired because then when you went to ask for funding for something, they would say, how does that relate to your plan goals? Anything you ask for has to be considered reasonable and necessary and in line with your plan goals. So when I, as a wheelchair-bound person who spends all day in my wheelchair and who has a lot of back pain, when I decided to ask for a back cushion, they were like, well, how does that tie into your plan goals of being independent, which was my plan goal? And I was like, well, it doesn't, but I'm in a wheelchair and I have back pain, so surely it makes sense that I would want just a cushion. They're like, yeah, but it doesn't fit into your plan goal, your specific plan goal. You didn't mention being physically comfortable as a plan goal, so you're not getting your cushion. So that sounds pretty dumb. So I would have to sort of redesign my plan goal. So my biggest tip is to work backwards. Think about what you want to spend your funding on. Think about all the things that you will need to use and have access to in your day-to-day life, whether it be support workers or special equipment, maybe hiring equipment. If it is equipment, figure out exactly what equipment you might need. Is it compression stockings? Is it special shoes? Is it technology like iPads, like Fitbits? Will it be small assistive technology things like cushions, like kitchen aids, like little grabby reaches, cutlery, things like that. Make a list of those things and then turn that into a plan goal. So for me, when I was looking at my cushions and my grabby reaches and my compression stockings and special shoes, I then turned that into a goal of I want to support my physical health and comfort. I will do that by having access to cushions and comfort objects and special footwear and foot care. That way, if I then go on to say I'm going to purchase a back cushion, which I can do because it is in line with my this particular NDIS goal. It also mentions a podiatrist in there, so when I ask, hey, I'd like to go to see a podiatrist because it's in keeping with my plan goal to look after my physical health. Always make sure that anything you're asking for is going to be built into your plan goals. Anything that you're going to ask for, build it in. So it's best to work backwards. Look at what you're going to want and put that into your goal so that anything you're going to want, you can kind of quote it. You can always bring it back. That will be my biggest tip. Because eventually when you ask for something, especially when, like what I do is if I buy things online and then I can get reimbursed through the NDIS. So I will buy things online from, I think it's called Bright Sky, where you can find a lot of low-level assistive technology items or compression stockings online, and I can buy something and then send the invoice and my bank statement for it over to my plan manager. And I can say to them, I've bought this item and it is in line with this goal in my plan. Please reimburse me. And they can do that. But if it's not in line with my plan, they won't reimburse me because I can't prove that it has any right to be in line with my disability fund, with my NDIS funds. So that's my little piece of advice with building your NDIS plans. Get them pretty specific in your description of your goals. Have a goal like, I'm going to support my physical well-being, and then explain, I will do this by, and kind of name drop the ways that you want to do that and the things that you might access to be able to do that, because then you're actually joining all those threads together that you're going to access in the future, and then you're kind of laying the groundwork for something that you're going to do later on. So that's my little bit of advice. I hope it helps you, and I hope that you can use that in your next planning meeting. Always go into a planning meeting having some kind of draft of these goals so that you're not thinking about it on the spot. Always write that shopping list and then work on your goals before you have to write it all down in the final session. Always be prepared. It's the biggest thing with the NDIS. Don't go in there blind. Always be prepared and do your research. All right, that's all for this one. Bless.